Hey, Shalom, Eshel. I want to start off swords by giving no praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles of GMS. Honesty, brothers, doing the work in truth, wow, sincerity. It's just a quick one. I was just looking over a set of scriptures last night. I basically saw a quick topic I can get into, and that is why must the Edomites, right, known today as predominantly the so-called white man, so-called white people, the man, his man, him and his woman, right? Why must they go into perdition? Why must they be destroyed, right? So I'll just grab a couple of precepts. This is Jeremiah 50:14. It says, "Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about." Right now, this is talking about the nuclear missiles, right? In these last days that are to come, right? It says, "All ye that bend the bow, shoot at her, spare no arrow." So all of these nations that have nuclear missiles, right? They're gonna shoot, right? And they ain't gonna spare. They ain't gonna hold back, right? You always see wherever you go. I mean, you get to take a city like London, everywhere they're building, man. Build as Lord said it shall build, but I will throw down, right? And this is one of the ways he's gonna do that through these missiles, right? But here's the reason: it says, "For she hath sinned against the Lord." And how she sinned, right? How she done that? You got slavery. You've got all of the things that happened to the Native Americans, right? I don't know. We good, yeah. Yeah, you have all of those things that happen, right? And then you think, oh, we'll think that's in there. In the next chapter, it says, "They whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have surely drunken, and art thou he that should altogether go unpunished." Right? It says, "Thou shalt surely not go unpunished." Right? Think you can just touch the apple of the Lord's eye and just get away with it? Hell no. Right? So that's one reason. Right? One out of many. Right? I'll get the next scripture. So I'm just going upstairs. This is Isaiah 33:1. It says, "Woe to thee that spoilest, and thou wast not spoiled, and dealt treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee. When thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled, and when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee." Right, and that's the scriptures say in Galatians, "The Most High is not mocked. Whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he reap." Right. So how is it this man has been doing all manner of wickedness in the world, and he thinks he's just going to get away scot-free, right? But when he's done all of his wickedness, he's the Lord's going to recompense it in his own head, which is beautiful, right? Which is righteous. Scriptures in 2 Thessalonians 1:6 says, "Surely it is a righteous thing to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you." It's talking about the children of Israel. All these nations have troubled us, and the Lord is going to recompense them for that, right? This is Ezekiel 25:12. "Thus saith the Lord power, because that Edom hath dealt against the house of Judah by taking vengeance, and hath greatly offended, and revenged himself upon them." Right? "Therefore, thus saith the Lord power, I will also stretch out my hand upon Edom, and will cut off man and beast from it, and I'll make it desolate from Teman, and they of the Dan shall fall by the sword." Right, so because these Edomites dealt with the children of Israel as such, right, the Lord's going to bring it back on their own head, right? See, they thought the Lord was with them, right? They've done all this wickedness over the last couple hundred years to the children of Israel, and nothing's happened. They've prospered, in fact, right? And they thought basically that the Lord was with them, but they don't realize that they're in the Lord's trick bag, man. The Lord's gonna chuck it back on their own head, right? Which is which is hilarious, as they would say, right? It says, "And I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel, and they shall do in Edom according to mine anger." Right? So the Lord's gonna have to put his anger on us, man. Right? Because at the end of the day, right now we in this flesh, right? And what does the scripture say? And I mean, in fact, and that's even talking about the children of Israel, right? In Ezekiel 9:4, it says, "Go through the city and smite old and young, maids and little children," right? And that's in reference. It says, "And start at mine sanctuary." So start with the children of Israel, right? But then this is going to have to happen on these Edomites as well. And it's, it's that thing of little children right now. Hey, let's be real. No one can really go around and just do that, right? So in those last days, when the Lord raises his men up, right, gives us the okay, right, gives us that spiritual power, right? Because right now we're just teaching, right? We're just teachers at the moment, right? But in that day, right, the Lord's going to have to put his anger on us I'll read it again, so that we can lay his vengeance upon Edom, right? It says, so it says, and they shall do in Edom according to mine anger and according to my fury, and they shall know my vengeance, saith Yahweh, right? This is Amos 1:11. It says, thus saith Yahweh, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, right? Because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever, right? So basically, Esau didn't have any mercy, man, right? Even unto this day, the way he treats Jake and all of that, but Jake is a compassionate people, which once again, going back to the scripture we read in Ezekiel, that's why the Lord's going to have to put his anger upon us, right? Because for the most part, we're compassionate people, man. We would have got to a point where we were like, look, man, yeah, it is enough, all right? But Esau, he didn't. He carried on and he carried on, right? Because he sold his birthright like a little bitch, right? And he started crying about it like an even bigger bitch, right? He's not a man of integrity, right? And, you want to get technical, it was never his anyway. You read back the story of Genesis 25, what does it say? It says, the elder shall serve the younger. So even before they were born, it was destined to be that way, right? You might have your what do you call it? Your scoffers try to say, Jacob stole the birthright. It was his to begin with. It was his through the Spirit, right? Because that's I could get into that, but that's a different topic. But these were just a couple of reasons, scriptural reasons, why the Edomites, the so-called white man and this woman. Well, because she's got blood on her hands too. She's got a lot of Jake blood on her hands, man. Right? Through times of slavery, Jake's got killed because of that bitch. Right? Yeah, we'll pop Edom out women. We don't forget that they're what do you call it? We don't forget who they are. They just Edom out women. They're gonna be destroyed. Right? Just like I said, along with them, man, him and her. Right? And there's no better way of telling a man he's conquered than you popping his woman. Right, which is what the so-called white man does to us to this day, right? And he'll get the best of our women as well, right? So Lord's word, that was edifying. Until the next time, I'm going to say shalom.